Hey, what's going on, everybody? MC Andrew Love back on your screen and your speakers one more time. As you see here to my that way, that over there to that side, is you got Baller Brown from the Bronx. Baller Brown from the Bronx. And let me tell you something, folks. I'm gonna tell you something, folks. This lady here got skills, and I'm digging the vibes. I'm telling you something, folks. She has let me just say this. She has a gift of bars. She has a gift of bars. Speaking of bars, I know where I met Bowler Brown at. I met her at Buds and Bars.
That's a fact.
I met her at Buds and Bars. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. Bowler Brown came to Buds and Bars and smashed the show. She killed it. She came out and tried out, got a free spot there for the competition, and everybody just said she won it, hands down. And I'm gonna tell you something. I know how she won it. She performed with no vocals on her beats. That's how she did it, folks. She came out there.
That's one of the ways.
yeah, that, and she was just killing it. Matter of fact, folks, for those that are watching live on YouTube, you get a gift of checking out this footage. I was there. I had to press record because it was an amazing episode. It was an amazing show, man. And Baller Brown really crushed it. So this was her last set. This was her last song of the set that she did. And I got the rest of the footage, folks. So you're not going to miss it. So those that watch this on the rerun, that's cool. Thank you for tapping in, man. And for those that might tune in while it's live, hey, that's cool. Thanks for tapping in. Also, those that are listening to this on Undiscovered Gems on the Block 105 radio, thank you for tapping in too, man.
Thank you.
It's an amazing thing. All right, so Baller Brown, let's check out this performance you did at Buds and Bars in the Bronx. Here we go. Let's check it out.
Stand up in your room, never fucking your room. I came to consume anyone who stepped to the room. Like a plate of food, back and shrooms, a lion's food. You a fool, see this all on this shit. Who I am, who? They mad, they can think of the bitch. Now I'm a dude, they just mad, give a dude with a move. I'm a move, you a Chinese going to argue, you pussies a sour screw. Really not in the mood, unless it's getting bust, clout chasing. Fans in that butt, don't give a fuck, see my eyes, relax, respect. They give it up, touch your thighs, and this is what we give it up. You really should give it up, my niggas do give it up. Don't care about how you feel, but like I live it up, hit them up, put my life in these paws, put in my bed, they watching but still see love with close eyelids, bitch. Fuck out of here. That's fucking pause, nigga. I'm sorry, I got a little excited. Thank you. My name is Baller Brown. You can find me on IG, Baller Brown's World. I'm getting a little excited. I hope everybody having a good night. Thank you very much. Happy anniversary to hip hop. I love you. Thank you, Tariq. Shout out to High 8. Shout out to Tariq. Hope everybody have a good night. Thank you.
One more time, give it up for.
Yeah, Baller Brown. Give it up for Baller Brown. I didn't let him say that on the tape. But yeah, Baller Brown, man. We just saw just a little bit of what you could do on a stage. Whew, that was intense, man. That last joint was intense. That's why I had to hurry up and get back out there and hit record, man. I didn't want to miss that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That was actually a freestyle that I wrote.
What?
That was a freestyle. So I did my set was I opened up with an acapella, and then I did 2 songs off the project, Rise of Virtue, which is out now on all streaming platforms. Shout out to the producer on that, King Virtue project.
Shout out to the King Virtue.
So I did Trap or Fly, and then 120 for Rise of Virtue. And then just for the love of, well, it's all for the love of hip hop, but I always that's how Tariq actually met me. I met him at a Bud event, and then I spit a verse for him, and he was like, "Nah, you gotta come to Buds and Bars." And then when I came to Buds and Bars, I just spit like verses because I hear a beat, and when I hear a beat, I just write to it. So with that, I heard Watches. I was listening to old Jay-Z Watch. I was listening to old Jay-Z Watches with Dr. J, with Dr. Dre, and I was like, "Yo, this beat is silly." So whenever I like listen to music and I hear a beat, I'll go look for it, and I'll be like, if I have access to the instrumental, I'll write to it. And with that beat, that was just something that the freestyle that I wrote to. I just hear a beat, and this is like a trigger. It's like a stick of dynamite, and the rest is just like, you know.
That's dope, man. I'm digging the
Thank
vibes. Baller Brown, you're one heck of an artist, man. I mean, you are really,
Appreciate it.
really cool.
And thank you for having me, MC Andrew Love. I really must. I call you Mr. Love, but thank you for having me, MC Andrew Love, because it's a pleasure to be here on Undiscovered Gems. And I just really, really appreciate you taking the time to take the opportunity to interview me. So thank you.
Oh yeah, but this is Let's Chat and Jam, and this is all about chatting, and then we're gonna jam. But that's only on Undiscovered Gems, folks. So if you're listening to, if you're watching us on YouTube, you're not gonna hear the music. I just won't do it. But I will play it on Undiscovered Gems, the radio show. So make sure you go tap into that Tuesday night, 10 p.m. East. Or 11 p.m. My bad. We had to go up an hour. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Block 105 radio. And this is going to be episode 70.
Yeah. So let me get that correct. We on Let's Chat and Jam, and then you can hear the music on Undiscovered Gems, but it's all connected.
Right.
So
That's
thank
right.
you very much for the opportunity either way. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all connected, man. We're all related here under Urban Junction Entertainment. Urban Junction Entertainment is the company behind all of it. So we're powered by Urban Junction Entertainment. Matter of fact, folks, I didn't show you that. So here, for those on YouTube, let me show you this. There you go. I just showed you going down. I usually do that in the beginning, but I didn't do it because I just was so excited to get started to chatting that I forgot to push down the button. But anyway, folks, thank you for tapping in to Undiscovered Gem. Let's Chat and Jam. MC Andrew Love right here with Baller Brown from the Bronx. Man, I'm telling you something, folks. This lady here got skills. She's one of the best original lyricists I have ever heard, man. I mean, this lady here, I'm talking about everything she does is with finesse, talking about perfection personified. Man, this lady, let me tell you something about Baller Brown, man. She speaks from the heart. Like everything in her music is real life. So if you wanted to know about Baller Brown's life, folks, all you got to do is listen to the music, man. When you listen to the music of Baller Brown, you just realize there's some real stuff happening here, and I got to really listen. Some folks don't want to listen to music anymore. They just want to get entertained. Well, you know what's something about Baller Brown is she entertains you and she teaches you a little bit of something.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
You're going to learn something from Baller Brown's music, man. You're either going to learn something about her, you're going to learn something about Baller Brown, you're going to learn something about where she came from and her backstory, her life history, or you just might learn something about her friends, you know, who she hung out with in the past and the people she chilled with. But most importantly, you're going to learn about hip hop. See, one thing I could tell you about Baller Brown is she's all hip hop all the time. And it's really dope to know that Baller Brown is alive during the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So before we go on, let me shout out to Grandmaster Cass. I want to shout him out. I'm going to shout him out.
Can I shout them out too? Because
shout them out.
At the end of the performance, you heard me say Tariq Buds twice. What I meant to say, I was so caught up in the moment. I meant to say shout out to Tariq Buds first and foremost, and Buds and Bars for giving me a platform, and also shout out to High 8, who also is with Tariq Buds, and they do Buds and Bars together. It's a monthly showcase that they do, and it's just a wonderful hip hop community. And when they do the showcase, they always have Grandmaster Cass. So I said Tariq Buds twice, but what I meant to say was Grandmaster Cass, because Grandmaster Cass showed me so much love. So super shout out to Grandmaster Cass. Super shout out to everybody, but you know what I mean? But definitely super shout out to Grandmaster Cass for the love of hip hop and what he contributed to it, and I'm just grateful. You know what I'm saying? But super shout out to everybody, to Reek Buds, Hot 8, and Grandmaster Cass, because this Buds and Bars is an event in itself, and I'm grateful to be a part of and have the opportunity to showcase my talent. Like I'm really just a grateful person. And I'm just honored to be able to go up there and do what I do and be received by individuals and as such as yourself. So thank you. You know, who really honor and just show love for my craft, and it means a lot. It means a lot. It means a lot to me.
Well, you know, Baller Brown, you are the shiznit. I'm going to put that out there in the public right now for everybody to know. Baller Brown from MC Andrew Love. I'm saying this with all due respect. You are the shiznit because you keep it real and funky in your music. And it's still entertaining because it's hip hop, and I love hip hop. Right. And I could vibe to hip hop. And these 3 songs that we're going to talk about today, I'm trying to tell you something. Folks, you got to go tap into Baller Brown, man. B period A period L period E period R Brown.
Can I tell you what my name stands for?
Yeah, might as well, because they're like, what does B period stand for? Yeah, go ahead, man.
So Baller Brown, Baller in the name Brown's actually an acronym for best at learning, living, earning riches, because you have to live and learn to earn the best in life, right? So long story short, when I was younger, and still now, like people used to call me Baller a lot, mainly because of my style, like when people like my style, also because I play ball. But I thought the word baller was so cliche. Like, oh, you a baller, you a baller. I thought that shit was just so cliche. So I'm like, nah, I don't like that. Like, I'm like, nah, I feel where people's coming from, but I don't want to be like cliche. Like, you know what I mean? Like just a typical, you know, what everybody thinks a baller stands for, right? So one day I was on my way to school and the acronym just popped in my head, and it just said best at learning, living, earning riches. And I felt like that fit me so well because that's who I am. And it really is. So when you hear it, even when you see me, initially when people see me, it's like a baller. Like, oh yeah, look at her style. Like she a baller and shit. But when you get to know me, I'm deeper than that. It's not about the superficial stuff. It's different layers to me. And I like people to get to know the different layers of me through my music, through my lyricism. And that's why that's why I love the name Baller Brown. It fits me. It is me. It's who I am. Because it's Baller Brown. And it sounds like what it sounds like, but when you hear the meaning of it, it represents something else. It's the same thing. You see me when you see me, but when you get to know me, it's deeper than that.
Facts. So Baller Brown, well, for those folks that don't know, let me get you up to speed. I met Baller Brown at Buds and Bars. Yes. Not this past one or the one before that, but the one before that. Because she was an invited guest. Mm-hmm. So he's like, yo, I'm going to invite in a special guest to the stage. Man, I heard her perform. She spit some bars at me, and I was really feeling it, man. I said, yo, come to Buds and Bars. I remember this. I was there. And she came in, and forget about it, man. She came in. If she would have been in the competition that night, she would have crushed it. Matter of fact, that's what he said. He said, I'm biased, but man, if she was in the competition, man, she would have won that hands down. She would have won that hands down. And that's exactly what happened. So when she found out they were having a trial, like, yo, we're having a competition to see who could get to Buds and Bars without having to pay the big fee to get in there, she said, deal, I'm there. I'm going for that. And what happened? What happened?
I just want to elaborate real quick because you're totally correct, but I just want to add this minor detail. First of all, Tariq and Buds and Bars, those are my people. So I was going to come and support regardless. And they always give me the opportunity to get on the stage. So I'm like, you know what? It's an audition. I'm perform. I might as well. Like, I might as well just enter the audition. And then when I entered the audition, I ended up winning it. And I was like, yo. And then I told myself that day, I was like, yo, when I come for the contest, you know, it's mine. I already told myself that day is mine. Like it's meant to be. And that's what happened too. My fault. You were correct. and what you were saying, but I just want to add that detail.
Oh, that's dope. I'm digging the vibes. Yeah, I'm gonna show the people of YouTube land just some of the picture I took that I thought was one of the coolest poses I've seen in quite some time. So I
Absolutely.
just yeah, I wanted to hey folks, I wanted to show a picture of Baller Brown that I had got. So let me go in here and get this picture real quick. And oh, I'm already there. Oh, here it is. Oh, duh. All right, folks, I'm getting it. Here it is. It's uploading right now, folks. This is a picture of Baller Brown. This is what I captured here. This was my favorite pose right here. Look at that.
Yo, I love that picture too. I love that picture.
That picture is so dope. It should be framed.
Did you send that to me?
Yeah, did I send it to you? I know I sent you the video.
Yeah, you know what? Can you send that to me just in case?
Yeah, I'll send you the
Now,
picture.
or later, a little later.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to your email so that way you can have a good, clear copy of it.
Yeah, I love that picture too. That's a
that picture is dope, folks. That is Baller Brown right there. I caught it when she was performing and she was doing her. That's what I do. I take pictures while I'm making videos because you never know when you might find a pose like that.
Right.
During this, oh man, that's an awesome picture, man. Let me take it off. Folks, thank you for tapping in to Baller Brown, MC Andrew Love. Let's chat and jam, undiscovered gems. We are on YouTube. We are on the Block 105 radio every Tuesday evening at 11 p.m. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on, man, we're everywhere.
We are here.
We're on Spotify. We're on Spotify, folks. So, a lot of people don't know I do the live thing, and I record it in 3 segments. Some of y'all don't know that. So what's going to happen is, Baller Brown fans, you're going to go and you're going to share this link with everybody, and you're going to tell everybody, oh, man, they do live. And I'll let everybody know what I'm doing in the future. So this way, everybody will know to come and tap in when they see somebody live like Baller Brown. Because, when you see Baller Brown live, it's like once in a lifetime, folks. Once in a lifetime. Like when I saw Baller Brown, I witnessed excellence. That's what I witnessed on that stage was excellence. And I'm digging the vibes, Baller Brown, I really am. It means a lot, the fact that you are here with me on my show. I mean, you didn't have to be here. You could have been somewhere else. But you're here with me, and that's all that matters.
And thank you for your patience, man, because I know it took us a couple of tries. I know I've been running around, so I appreciate your patience with me.
Well, you're in the Bronx. I can see why you're busy. You got to catch a train or a bus or a cab. I don't even have cabs anymore in New York City. But I know they got Ubers.
Yeah. We ain't gonna talk about
that. And I bet the Ubers ain't cheap in New York City.
Hell no. That's why I miss the cabs.
So, Baller Brown, you sent us 3 songs. Yes, folks, 3 songs. And we're going to play these 3 songs throughout this show of Undiscovered Gems. So if that's where you're listening on a Tuesday night and you just have nothing else to do, well, then you're listening to us right here on the Block 105 radio with Baller Brown and MC Andrew Love, Undiscovered Gems.
Baller Brown.
Oh, yeah, I should do that. Baller Brown.
And that's what the B stand for, baller. Nothing else.
Yeah. So I had to use that. I had to go because I always say that every time she called me. I always do that. Baller Brown. Anyway, so now you could go on and when you see this on the replay, you can record it. When I said Baller Brown, now you got to drop. But so let's talk about this. The first song that we're gonna play today on the show. It's called Rise of. Right?
Rise of Virtue.
Now, see, I don't have that all in the title.
Nah, so it's called Rise of Virtue, the intro. So the reason why I titled it that is because that's actually the first beat that I heard when I decided to do the project. And I felt like it was the perfect song for the intro. I like that because it's like an introduction of not only the project, but an introduction of me. like with that, I'm spitting just straight through. Like first and foremost, in my artistry, I'm a lyricist first and foremost, and I just love to rhyme. So Rise of Virtue is just nonstop bars. I'm like Rise of Virtue, domination. Look, no time for hibernation. Obligated lyrically, no one can match my conversation. I'm potent with the strength of God. Moment you forsaken, no demons hold the fire, clip you like the wings of Satan. Flames like the depths of hell, find yourself the same location. Irony of situation, now you begging for the savior. Yeah, so you know, and like you said, like you said earlier about the listeners, you know what I'm saying? Like I do spit bars like for people to listen and think. Cause I like to trigger, I'm a thinker. I like to think. I'm a conscious person, I'm a spiritual person. So you also that's why when you hear some of my content, I like to drop little jewels in there to make people think, to uplift people, to empower people. Cause you know, I've been through what I've been through in life, and we all have our journeys. And even when I hear you say like that like excellence on stage, the reason it means so much because it's been a journey with me with my performances on stage. I remember when I wasn't confident in my abilities. I remember when I was very fearful and doubtful. I remember all of that. And that's something I won't forget, but I never stop. And even though I don't forget it, it fuels me and pushes me to be a master of my craft. You know, whether it's on stage, in the booth, in any capacity. You know, so but just with the back to the song, Rise of Virtue, it's an introduction because I feel like it's an introduction to the project. It's an introduction to who I am as an artist. I'm a lyricist. It's nonstop bars, and that's why I picked that song, Rise of Virtue. Shout out to King Virtue once again on the production, man. He produced the whole project. I honestly believe it's an amazing project. I think it's like 10, 11 songs. I believe 11. It's like 40 minutes, so you have some time. Just check it out, man. It's from beginning to end. I really think it's a really well put together project. And I'm not saying that because I'm the artist of it. I'm actually saying that from a fan standpoint, you know, because I'm a fan of hip hop. I'm a student of hip hop. So from a fan and a student of it, I just really think it's a great body of work.
I'm going to tap into it for real. I'm going to check it out.
Listen to it from beginning to end, and then shuffle. I know some people like to shuffle. Do you like, you know what I mean? If you do whatever you want to do, but if you give yourself an opportunity to listen from beginning to end, and then shuffle that bad boy around. But it's good either way.
I'm gonna add some of the songs to my playlist.
And I got more music coming. I'm so excited about it. I got so much in my stash. It's crazy. I'm letting off.
Yeah, and I know that you got to send me some of them songs so I can put it on my rotation.
Always, I'm sending to you first. You're gonna be one of the first on the list.
I'm digging the vibes. So anyway, folks, let's check out this song that we talked about, Rise of Virtue, the intro, right now. All right, so now we're done with that segment. The song is going to be played. And now we're on to the second segment.
We live.
Yeah, we are live right now.
I know that's right.
So the second segment is Baller Brown. The 120 song, right? That's the second song.
That is correct.
All right. So here we go. Let me chime in here now. Yo, I'm telling you something, Baller Brown. That song, Rise of Virtue, the intro, is an amazing piece of work. Amazing. Yo, you put a lot of work into everything you do. You put a lot of thought in. A thought process goes through before you even before the public even hears a whiff of the song, even smells a whiff of it. You make sure that it's perfect in your ears. You make sure that you enjoy it, and you're like, yep, I can get everything out of it, everything I want to do with it, all the nuances, all the special effects, everything. That's what I wanted to do, and it's done. Now the people can hear it. And so, yeah, it's cool that you don't rush to put things out. And that's one thing I tell everybody, don't rush to put it out. Take your time with it. Enjoy it.
I was sharing this in my story not long ago. It's like when you preparing a meal. Sometimes the longest part is the prep. Yo, you know, it's so funny because there's this one meal I make. I love chicken soup, right? And I make it with like fresh ingredients, fresh carrots, fresh onions, fresh chicken. And let me tell you something. It's not hard to make, but it takes long to make. You know what the longest part is? The prep. Because you got to cut the carrots. You got to peel the potatoes. You gotta cut the onions. You gotta season the chicken. But once you throw it in the pot, it's done. But that prep part, it takes me like 2-3 hours to prep. It's the same thing sometimes with the music. It's like I'm just prepping. And then I'm making everything with love. So if it's taking me long to come out, it's because I'm just prepping that bad boy. I'm letting it marinate. I'm cooking up. So when I throw it in the pot and I pull it out and you put it on the plate and I serve you, it's going to be like, yo, this is crazy. This is worth the wait. And you're going to taste all the love in that bitch. Because like you said, everything is from the heart. Everything.
Yeah,
and I speak in a lot of metaphors. It's just the artist, it's the rapper in me. That's just,
you seem to speak in metaphors when you're talking in real life too.
That's what I mean. I do.
Yeah. You're actually, your lyrical skill set is like how you speak. It's very educated. It's like you're educated anyway. You're an educated lady. Yeah. You've been through a lot of shit throughout your lifetime. Yeah, and I don't want to go into that, folks. That's another story.
That's learning and living, man. You got to live and learn to make the best in life. That's what it's about, man. Back to the name.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna come back to another segment with Baller Brown in the future. So make sure, maybe it'd be more a personal interview. But right now, it's about our music. So let's talk about that next song, 120. Can you fill us in about this?
All right, so 120. All right. What the reason why I chose 120? All right, it's another song that's like a real lyrical arsenal. It's like it's nonstop lyrics, but it got a dope ass hook though. It's like come to these bars, I ain't. It's like it's true. It's like that's me. It's like 120 is like 120 might be besides soundtrack. The whole project is like really dope. But 120 soundtrack. And maybe dreamed of Mozart. See, that's what I mean. Damn, man. So, but 120 is one of my standouts and one of my personal favorites on the track because it really represents me, right? So the hook is like, come to these bars, you ain't got nothing for me, which is true because that's how I feel. Like nobody really with the bars, they probably really don't got nothing for me, right? So come to these bars, you ain't got nothing for me. I keep it 100, then I keep it 120. Matter of fact, 1,000 every day, 420. Hip hop intellect. Hip hop, what we talking about, right? Education, hip hop, intellect. These rappers dunce dummies. They focused on likes. I'm thinking about more money, more money, more money. Got females all on me. But all I need is one queen to make my cloudy day sunny. Y'all keep it 100. I'm that times 120. So I like that hook because it really is me. It's like, come to these bars, I ain't got nothing for me. Y'all keep it 100, then I keep it 120. Like, I'm really, truly authentic. I keep it 100, 120. Matter of fact, 1,000. That's who I am. So the hook is like, that's just me. And then I'm just spitting. Like, when it comes to the verses, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I perform 120. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's how I started off, right? I'm like, all right. Pain on, all right. Pen on flame since a small child. Wild in these streets. Music made a thug calm down. Represent uptown, sun up to sundown. Plus overnight, my style leave a nigga dumbfound. So that's once again, that's me. That's like 120 is just like me. And like 120 is just a track that represents me because I'm authentic. I keep it a buck. Like every day 420, I do, I smoke. Like, and I smoke for other reasons that we spoke about. I started smoking honestly just to kind of cope with trauma. And that's another episode we could talk about. But it just became like self-medication and something. But every day 420. People smoke for their own reasons, but every day 420, I smoke. Hip-hop intellect. These rappers dunce dummies. And with social media, everybody focused on likes. I'm focused on money. So I really just like that song. It's just a reflection of who I am as a person. And
that's dope. That's dope.
20. Yeah.
And I listened to it, and it's a real cool song, and I love the hook, and it's 120. So, folks, without further ado, without a shadow of a doubt, you're gonna love this song when you hear it, and also go to all streaming platforms and find it. I mean, you could listen. You go to YouTube if you like. YouTube Music if you're part of it. You could go to Spotify, Apple Music, You could go to Deezer, iHeartRadio, Napster. The list goes on and on. Wherever
Yeah,
there's
man.
streaming going on, Baller Brown is in the middle of it. So go tap in. So without further ado, 120 now. All right. Now 120 is playing. Okay. Now let's finish it off with the soundtrack of my life.
Yeah, soundtrack. I have a feeling that that's the song you like out of all of them.
It is. It's like
I get personal. I get personal.
yeah, but it's like you got
A little bit.
ad libs going on. You got the storyline here, like everywhere. I'm in my headphones and I'm listening to the song and I'm hearing all the lyrics at the same time. And there's so much stuff happening in this song. And it kind of reminds me of your life, where it's like your life, there's always something going on. It's something happening. Like it's always something going on in your life. And it's like that's what's going on in this song. It's like everything is happening all at once, And if you don't take the time and listen, then you're just not going to understand it. It's going to just go right by you.
Right. And it's like everything that's happening all at once, but still in an arrangement where it all kind of comes together.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because I understand everything that's going on. That's another thing, folks. Baller Brown music is understandable, man. Like you can relate to some of the things she's saying. Even though you may not have been in her shoes and you may not have walked her footsteps, you can eventually you can really understand. You can emulate. You can empathize, or you can relate. Well, I can't relate to the hustling part because I don't do that. But what I do is love music, and so hip hop is kind of like it's a story. It's like it's a newscast. I'm listening to the news or I'm watching the newspaper, but it's in hip hop format. And so when I'm listening to Baller Brown is giving me the news of her life. And so that's all the news is. It's about people's lives, but it's broken up into segments. So if you think about it, Baller Brown songs are segments of her life. It's like a capture, if you will. And so she really fills you in and she gives you all the nuts and bolts and what you need to really get the idea of who Baller Brown is just by listening to her music and really tapping in. And so for those hip hop fans, that people that really love lyricism, then you're going to really fall in love with Baller Brown. And you're not going to want to stop listening. You're going to be like, yo, I can't wait till she come out with something new. I'm going to cop that.
And I got a lot coming. And can I add to that?
Yeah.
I love the way you conveyed that. You just conveyed that so well. And in addition, just to kind of just sharing a little bit of my life, I think I mentioned it earlier, but I'll share a little bit of my life just to really uplift and empower others. Like really, that's like I talk about it in the soundtrack a little bit. First of all, soundtrack, that was the last song that I recorded on the project. And it took me the longest to write. Like I struggled. Like because the reason why I struggled is because I could have took it in so many different directions. Because it was like an introduction of selling my story, but also I could have took my story in so many different directions that it could have just went anywhere. Yo, real talk, this is gonna have to be another like just real moment, but my battery in my laptop is about to die, and if I don't get my plug right now, I'm gonna lose you. So can I get that?
Yeah, you get that plug.
Let me get that real quick. All right. Sorry about that.
But anyway, folks, this is what happens on live TV. You never know what could happen, man. The guest got to go out and get a plug for the laptop, and so, but all this is going to be edited on the Undiscovered Gems radio show, including this part. You won't even hear this. I'll have a lot of behind the scenes type stuff, and I'll have a lot of bloopers for this show. But it's going to be on Mixcloud, so if you want to hear that, you got to pay $2.99 a month. You get the full, unedited, uncensored version of Let's Chat and Jam only on Mixcloud for $2.99 a month. Go figure, folks.
Yeah, I'm back. I ain't take too long, right?
Nah, and you plugged it in.
I'm plugged in. I'm good. You know, I thought about it earlier. I was like, I should bring my fucking charger. Excuse me. I should bring my charger. But I was like, I'm good because I just charged it up. But I guess the streaming platform just, and plus everything.
Yeah, it sucks it up.
Yeah, I see. Pause.
Yeah. My laptop is so messed up. I kept my charger cord plugged in, and it messed my damn battery up. Now my battery don't work. So if I don't keep it plugged in, the laptop is dead. So my friend told me to take the battery out. He said, you just need to take the battery out. But I don't even know how to get to the battery. That's crazy. And folks, all this is going to be edited too. So you won't be hearing this on Undiscovered Gems.
That's a fact.
You ain't hearing this. To get this part, you're going to have to check out Instagram when I post these things every so often about the bloopers from the talk show.
I like real life stuff, so it's all good to me.
Yeah. So when you tell people, yo, there's got a lot of background stuff going on in that show and on YouTube, but that's where you're going to find all the fun stuff is on YouTube. So if you don't tap into YouTube, then you're just missing out.
That's a fact. Shout out to my hairstylist kisses, man. I'm playing. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm having some fun. Don't mind me, Mr. Love.
That's all right. But I want to get this in before we go.
Absolutely.
So can you tell the folks, before we listen to your last and final song, I just want to know, do you have any advice to the young kids out there that want to do what it is you're doing?
I'm going to be honest, yo. This is going to sound so cliche and so what everybody say, but the ultimate key, and this is something that I'm practicing. I'm not going to say still learning because it's something that I knew, but the difference between knowledge and wisdom is knowledge applied. So you can know something for the longest, but if you don't apply it, it means nothing, right? So it's something that I knew for a while, but it wasn't until I started really applying it and practicing it I started seeing the results of it. But to be honest with you, and this is going to sound so cliche, but the key is believing in yourself. Believing in yourself, believing in what you're doing and your talent and what you're presenting to the world, and working hard. That's another one. You people, especially in this time that we're in, people think it's going to be handed to you. Like social media and this time, the technology, everything is instant. And that's something that I'm also learning now. Like, I'm not where, you know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet, but I know I'm on my way. And that's something that I believe more than ever. And the key is not only just believing in what you're doing, but just believing in yourself in anything that you're doing. If it's music, if it's basketball, if it's school, if it's a relationship, like anything. It's important to really just believe in yourself, be confident in who you are. And like, if it's in regards to your goals and your dreams and your gifts, then you got to put in that work. You have to put in that work. Nothing's going to come overnight. Nothing come easy. Like I've seen, shout out to my man Hyape. I saw him the other day, but one thing I respect, I saw him start from a space in Bruckner to owning 2 stores on a block. Like he literally bought the block. And to me, that's inspirational. Because it shows it can be done. And when I speak to him, one thing he always says is, yo, baller, you got to put in your work. If you listen to hear anyone who's successful, they tell you got to put in your work. Floyd Mayweather, put in your work. Kendrick Lamar, put in your work. You know what I'm saying? Tupac was a fucking workhorse. He put in his work. Kobe Bryant. Mamba mentality, put in your work. So you have to, they knew the gifts that they have, but like so many people said, like hard work beats talent almost 90 to 95, but it might be 99% of the time. So if you have talent and hard work, it's almost kind of like inevitable, right? And it's easier said than done, but it is. So now me learning that, understanding that, practicing that, and really just believing more than ever, I know what I'm going to achieve and what I'm about to achieve. And so once again, the key is just believing in yourself. It's so important to believe in yourself, love who you are, be true to who you are, because people can see through bullshit too. And just work, believe in yourself, and put in that work. Word. Well, I mean, some people fake it and it works for them. So faking it works for you, then that's on you. Because I know it's a lot of people that's out there. They be faking that shit and it works. So I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. You would if faking it works for you, then that's good. I know I'm gonna keep it real 120. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, just believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, and put in your work.
All right, folks. That is dope. And I'm glad you said that. Put in work, because that's really important. A person that's willing to grind to get what they got to get. Because you're not going to be handed $1 million and the keys to the mansion. Just ain't going to happen. Hey, folks, a lot of people, rappers especially, I mean, a lot of you guys look at people like Future, or you look at people like 2 Chainz, and you think, damn, they just came out of nowhere. Wrong. No. They've been there for a long time. They were grinding like everybody else, going to clubs, strip clubs,
2 Chainz was Titty Boy, right? He had to rebrand. 2 Chainz was Titty Boy before he signed. Future put out 4 projects in 1 year. You know how much work you have to put in to put those projects out? Come on, man.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Nope.
You stay in the studio. It's like you keep making yourself create. You got to be in that creative space.
So
that's why there's a bunch of weed in the studio. It's got to be in that creative space. And that's what takes to run a podcast, is having a creative mind. And Let's Chat and Jam is my favorite thing to do, because I love highlighting artists on this platform. So because I like doing that, and because she talked about this song so eloquently, let's hear this, folks. This is the last song from Bala Brown for the night, and we want to thank her for coming to the show. I know I do. Can you tell the folks where they can find you?
Absolutely. You can find me at Baller Brown's World on Instagram. Everything spelled correctly. BALLER BROWNSWORLD. Baller Brown's World. Okay? So everything spelled correctly. And then if you YouTube me, you put in Baller Brown, you can find me. And really quick before I get out of here, just real quick, because I know you're about to go on the soundtrack. I don't want to go. The soundtrack of my life is really based on a true story. And that's really like that, it's really meaningful to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it really is a piece of my life. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's, and I just feel, like you said, your life is a story. And I just feel grateful to be able to share my story with the art of rhyme and to be able to have a gift to do it the way that I'm able to do it. So I'm grateful. Thank you to you too, MC Andrew Love. I call you Mr. Love. You know what I mean? But thank you too for having me. You know what I mean? Tune in to Undiscovered Gems. Is already popping. We here. Thank you for having me on Let's Chat and Jam. And I just feel really grateful. Thank you again. But this is Soundtrack of My Life off of Rise of Virtue on all streaming platforms right now. And that's it. We here.
So tell the folks one time, what is it about hip hop that what is it about hip hop that entices you so much? What is it about music that makes you you, man? What is it about it? Tell me.
All right. So besides the fact that I'm from the Bronx, right? And I grew up in a time where hip hop was still like, it was always evolving. But I grew up in like that golden era. I grew up in that time where it was evolving and it was coming into form, right? Where the culture was thriving and evolving and coming into its own. So I grew up in it in a time where the culture was thriving, and it's still thriving now, but it just is in a different way. But where it was just so authentic, original, and the music, right? The music has such an influence and impact on me. I love lyricism because when I was listening to hip hop, well, I still listen to hip hop. So, but when I was coming up, when I was a little kid, and I'm listening to Nas or whoever, or whoever, and I'm like, yo, did you hear that? Nah, rewind that. Yo, did you hear what he said? No. Bring that back. And it was like these artists, they were painting pictures on your minds through the art of rhyme and through their words. And to me, I thought that was just so incredible and magical. And I think that's what's being lost a little bit today is the art of rhyme, because people think it's easy to just put some bars together. It's not, especially to be lyrical. And people think, oh, everybody got bars, but everybody really don't got bars. But that's what made me fall in love with hip hop. What made I was in the middle of the culture during such an enriching time, and to be able to experience it firsthand, I fell in love with the like even my style. I don't dress like this because I'm gay, like, you know what I'm saying, or I'm a lesbian, and I know I just threw that out there. My pronouns are she, her, by the way. But I dress this way because of hip hop. I dress this way because when I grew up, like, you know what I'm saying, it was everything hip hop, Jordan's hip hop, like, you know, in hip hop, the culture influenced me so much, and I fell in love with it. And besides that, the music, right? So that was more the culture, but the music itself, and just music in general, not only just hip hop music, but just music in general, because I love all genres of music. But what music was a safety blanket for me. Music was therapy for me. I think it's a lot of people out there, they use music in any fashion or form, in any genre, as therapy. They use it as a place to get to lose themselves to the reality of that they may be experiencing. Some of that reality may be positive, some of it may be negative. But music is an outlet. It's an escape. It's therapy. It's an experience. It's everything. And music was also, besides just those things, it was therapy, and it was also a safety blanket for me. Music was somewhere that I took everywhere. When I know I'm going through something, or regardless of anything, when I put my headphones on, that's like me putting a safety blanket around me, no matter where I am. And that's what hip hop music did for me. Hip hop music, more than any other genre, was my safety blanket. I know when I put my headphones in and I'm listening to whoever, even now, like even with people now, I put my headphones in, and no matter who I'm listening to, I listen to Kendrick, Cole, Uzi Vert, Meek Mill, whomever. Like, I listen to whoever. And when I know when I'm putting my music in or on, I listen to 70s music, oldies, like, but goodies. I listen to all types of music. But once I know when I put my headphones on, that's my safety blanket. That's my safe haven. That's my place of comfort, warmth, and joy. And I love it. I love it. Like, music brings me so much joy. Not only just creating music, but listening to it. It brings me so much joy. Like, not for real. When I'm out in the street, I celebrate music. I sing out loud. I rap out loud. I dance. Not in an obnoxious way to offset and be disturbing to people, but in a way that's freeing, in a way to celebrate life, in a way to express joy, because music means so much to me. And like I get emotional. I could cry right now because I remember being a little girl. I don't know where I would be without music, and that's why, to come back to soundtrack. Soundtrack means a lot to me, because Soundtrack of My Life, the song that you're about to play, it means a lot to me, because, like, as a little girl going through so much, and just as a person, just in general, a person in life growing and going through what you're going through, music, that's I don't know who I would be today without music. So specifically hip hop, because hip hop, the culture, the music, the lyricism, the everything, the Bronx made me who I am. It made me Baller Brown. So that's what it means to me. And with that being said, I know that's a little long-winded question, the answer to your question, but that's the truth, and that's why I love it. And that's the sound. Hip hop is the soundtrack of my life. Facts.
That's dope. And just to let you know, that piece is going to be by itself on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So without further ado, folks, let's play that song, The Soundtrack of My Life by Baller Brown, right now. And then we'll come back. All right, folks. Thank you for tapping in to Undiscovered Gems. We have reached the end of the show. Baller Brown, it's been really a pleasure having you here on the show. Yeah, it's great. For those folks that didn't watch the YouTube, you need to go tap into YouTube right now and check out our live recording of this interview because, man, you're going to see some stuff in there that you didn't hear on this show because it's been edited, highly edited, folks. So, so there's a lot of stuff you haven't heard on this show. So you need to go tap into YouTube right now and go check out that live footage that we have up there.
Right.
For
go
now,
run those views up and subscribe to my man channel. Stop playing.
Yeah, definitely subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. I gotta keep telling everybody that. I forget to tell y'all that, man. Like, share, and subscribe. But sharing is caring, man. So if you care about these artists that I interview and bring on and check out their music and stuff, then you will share and let everybody know about Undiscovered Gems and how it comes on every week at Tuesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Block 105 radio, streaming on Live 365. And the cool thing about Live 365 is they pay royalties. So go on over there, tap into Live 365, tap into the Block 105 radio, hip-hop and R&B, independent, and all other stuff. So go on over there, get your music heard also. Tap into the Block 105 radio at theblock105.com. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. You're going to be happy you did because they play some dope hip-hop. And Baller Brown, you got to be one of those artists that get your music played on there, too. I can't wait to hear it. Anyway, folks, so without further ado, we already played that song, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. You played that.
Yeah, we already played that.
I want to say one more thing before I go, because it's like you said something that's like, you said it's a vibe, and I know I ain't gonna hold the listeners up and the viewers up too much longer. But you said like when you interact with me, you experience a good vibe. That's something that's also very important to me. Just giving good energy, giving positive energy, giving a good vibe. I think especially nowadays and the times we live in, like, so giving off that good energy in my performances, I think that's what people tell me they feel my energy, and that means a lot to me too, because giving off good energy and making people feel good, that means a lot to me. So if you feel good, I feel good because I treat others how I want to be treated. And if you feel good, I feel good. But if you don't feel good, I'm still gonna feel good because I got enough love to go around. So, but we here. So I just want to say that too. And it's a vibe, Mr. Andrew Love. Thank you, MC Andrew Love, Mr. Love. I love you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate you.
Oh, no, thank you for coming through the show. And if this is your first time on the Let's Chat and Jam Undiscovered Gems, you've now become part of the Let's Chat and Jam fam, which means you don't have to wait for me to tap into you and say, hey, Baller Brown, you want to come to the show? Nah, all you got to do is go tap into my DMs on Let's Chat and Jam at Instagram and say, hey, MC, I got to get on your show. I got something to talk about. I just got to get it off my chest, and I only want to do it on your show. Then I'm going to get my calendar, and I'm going to say, deal, you in the show. Let's go.
Well, let's schedule the next one. You said you want to get a little more personal, and I know we had some personal conversations, so you let me know when it's good for you, and let's line it up. I would love to.
See, it's already done, folks. That's how easy it is when you're in the fam. She just made it happen, folks. She just showcased just how dope it is to be in the fam.
So you got to put in that work. That's how I go, right? Let's do it. Let's set it up now. Let's get this money.
So, Baller Brown from the Bronx, welcome to the Let's Chat and Jam fam.
Thank you. It's an honor to be a part of the Let's Jam fam, the Let's Chat and Jam family. That's a fact. Thank you.
Yeah, and folks, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have a passion, then what are you waiting for? Just go for it, because only you can stop you, and nothing beats a failure but a try. Peace out, everybody.